This is Tammy Frazier with another IVS Computer Technology video tutorial. I'm going to show you today how you can create a template for use with your Smart Response system. This template is going to save you some time if you have assessments that you give week after week that follow the same format. It's going to save you some time. All you'll need to do is go through and change the answers on your template. So for example, this is a math test. It's 30 questions with 4 multiple choice options. I can set up this test, and every week when my new test comes up, all I need to do is go into my template and set the answers. I can use this same template for a reading test that follows the same format. 30 questions, 4 multiple choice options. So let's take a look at how to put that template together. We're going to start with a new notebook software file. And from within that notebook software file, we're going to select the menu option, Response, and then the second option from that menu, which is Insert Title Page. We will need to fill out some of the assessment information. Once we have a title page, we're going to begin inserting questions, and we can do that from that response in the menu bar and selecting Insert Question. We will be prompted to choose a question type. Now, in the pop-up that appears, we do not need to fill out any question information in our template. These questions can be provided to the students by paper copy or displayed on the smartboard. So we're just going to select Next through those options and then choose Finish. Now we're going to go ahead and create the rest of the questions. We have 2 different ways we can do this. If all of the questions follow the same format, for example, our 4 multiple choice options, I'm going to go to the Page Sorter tab and clone the page using the drop-down menu until each question is on its own page. If the questions follow a different format, you can continue to follow steps 3 and 4 until every question is created. And now this test is ready to go, so all we need to do is save the template, and we can do that by selecting File in the menu bar and selecting the option Save As. And I like to have the word template in my file name to remind myself that I have a template in that location. So let's take a look at putting this together. So first I'll start with a new notebook software file. And then in the menu bar, I'm going to select the option marked Response. And then we're going to insert a title page. This is going to make this a summative assessment, and the results will be stored to Teacher Tools. So I'm going to give this assessment a name, and I'm going to select Add. This is going to insert the title page into my assessment, so now I'm ready to start creating questions. I'm going to go back up to that response in the menu bar, and this time I'm going to select Insert Question. And this is going to prompt me for what type of question my assessment has. In this case, I'm going to choose multiple choice, and then Next. And this is where I would type the question, but my students are going to have access to a paper copy, so I'm going to select Next. Verify that I have the correct number of answer choices, and then Next. On this page, I do not need to choose the answer. I'm going to show you an easier way to do that as you use your template. So I'm just going to come down and select Finish. So this gives me one question within my template assessment. So now I'm going to, in that Page Sorter tab, select my page that has the question on it, and then using the drop-down menu in the upper corner, I'm going to select the 4th option, which is Clone. This is going to give me an exact copy, but notice that I'm already on question 2. So this automatically stores the information and adds a new question underneath. So I'm going to use that drop-down menu again, and you'll notice that beside Clone Page, I have the option Control D, so I can use this keyboard shortcut. So I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut just to go ahead and add a couple more pages. And now I have my assessment nearly set up. So at this point, I need to save this template so that I can use it later on. So I'm going to go in the menu bar to File. I'm going to choose the option Save As. And I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to call it Template 30 Questions for Multiple Choice, just to remind myself what kind of template this is. And I'll save it to my desktop, and I'm going to select Save. So now I have the access to this template for use with the Smart Response. So how do I use this template? Well, first I'm going to open it. And then from within that template document, I'm going to go to the Page Sorter and find the title page so that I can give the assessment a title. And then from within the response menu bar, we're going to choose Set All Answers. This is going to be where I can change the answers depending on the assessment I have in front of me. In the box that appears, we're going to select the correct answers to the new test. And at this point, we're going to save this. And I like to save as whatever unit or chapter I'm working on, and save it to your computer ready for use. So let's go ahead and imagine that we're putting this test together. So I'm going to go to the template. And I'm already on the title page, so I'm going to double click the template title, and I'm going to give this assessment a new name. And now I'm ready to go ahead and start answering the questions. So I'm going to go to Response in the menu bar, and I'm going to select the third option, which is Set All Answers. Once I choose this dialog box is going to come through. And now what I can do is go through and read my answer key and type in the correct answers to all the questions in the current week's assessment, and then select Done. So this test, once I save it, is ready to be used with our students. So again, I'm going to go to File, Save As, and then name it whatever you'd like, and then save it to your computer, and you're ready to go.